Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit, coming back to you through the Spirit. The power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, going into the prophecies. As we know that we are in very strange times and exciting times, as we just had the inauguration, which was yesterday, which there was a lot of Satanism and wickedness that took place during yesterday's inauguration with the particular technocrats and the Satanists and the Trump's cabinet, which is basically a cabinet full of technocrats, man. You know, with this whole new technocracy from Elon Musk to, they taking pictures with witches and warlocks, and you got this guy, Dr. Oz. There's a lot of sorcery that's being done, okay, and followed by this whole ordeal with this, 6 planets are visible in the sky at once this month, which I believe falls tonight, which you're going to see 6 planets in the sky at nightfall tonight, I believe. And also, I believe they were talking about 7 planets, some type of planetary alignment taking place next month in February, I believe, towards the end of the month, if I'm not mistaken, if I got my dates right. But overall, I went into this maybe a week and a half ago. So, just to put this back out there. But what's really significant about it all is that the Passover, which is from March 13th at evening to March 20th this year. And lo and behold, look at what we have here. On the night of March the 13th and 14th, 2025, a total lunar eclipse will be visible from Earth. Okay, now I remember going back into the year 2014 and 2015, we had that tetrad, which basically represents a series of blood moons that took place over the course of a year. I believe we had 2 in 2014 and 2 in 2015 around this time. And I believe it was around the Passover time or around that season that those blood moons did occur. But I believe this is the first time since I've been in the truth, to my knowledge, that there will be a blood moon on actual Passover, man. So that's a highly, highly spiritual thing, man. And I believe the Lord is getting ready to start working. I believe after the Passover this year, this is when things are really going to turn up, man. Okay, because what are the chances that we have a heavenly sign on a high holy day? You Israelites out there, man. Hey, like the brother, he had the vision, and several brothers done landbacks off the videos that the brother had regarding every brother didn't make it. And it's not just talking about in Great Millstone, but you got guys in other camps. These men that call themselves Israelites or prophets or deacons and leaders or chief priests and all these other men that claim to be of the stock of Yahweh Shai, they're not doing the just bidding of the Lord, man. Because what I'm looking at is that Israel has basically become a podcast, man. It's become commercialized. Okay? You don't really see any stoicism in the truth no more outside of the men of the Great Millstone, because everybody has commercialized their walk, man. Okay? From the debates to the Christians, which, hey, the scriptures do say defend the gospel. But how many times you going to debate a Christian and to the point they don't get it? And all these things are getting ready to take place, man. A lot of you guys, you're not ready for the day of the Lord. All right? And I'm going to just say it that way. So it says here, total lunar eclipse, March 2025. It says when and where to see the next blood moon, which blood moon is just a term they use because the moon has a reddish hue to it. All right? But it's actually called a lunar eclipse, which lunar deals with the moon. All right. It says here, total lunar eclipse will be seen across North America on the night of March 13th and 14th, 2025, where parts of Europe will get a brief view. That's the night of the Passover, man. Woo. You can't tell me that the Lord ain't getting ready to make his move. Shit is getting ready to pop off, man. Like my brother just posted up a video. It said Miss Scoffer is getting scared. It was about that TikTok head demon that was basically scoffing the Most High and going into how the flood and how stupid God was and he's this and call him a BITCHs and all this other madness. Now she's going back and redacting mentioning that she feels, well, basically, she's basically stating that she feels like something is getting ready to happen. Well, you goddamn right. Okay, the Lord is getting ready to answer the calls of his men, his elect. Okay, and he's getting ready to make a speedy witness of this devil's empire, man. And he's getting ready to take this man out of power. Okay, and the 2/3 of you people out there that has sided with this beast system, that didn't take the word seriously, that thought that Yahweh Shai was a joke, you scoffed his men and, talk shit about his men. Hey, you all are getting ready to receive the judgment of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, and hey, I don't be surprised if the Lord start judging people on Passover night. Because this is going to get to the point that the Most High is going to start dropping people off, man, in the toilet. All right, so what manner of persons we ought to be, like the scriptures say, in old holy conversation, man. All right, we got to make sure we on point, because, hey, you don't want to be on the Lord's hit list. But it says here, on the night of March 13th and 14th, 2025, it says a total lunar eclipse will be visible from Earth, and North America would be in the prime position for the spectacular event, which is also future a blood moon. It says lunar eclipses will happen when the Earth is between the sun and the full moon, which Passover takes place during the second week of the month, because a full moon is always the second week of the month. All right, that's how you're able to tell the time. But it says during the event, it's like damn, I don't know where that came from. But it says during the event, the moon moves through the Earth's umbra, the dark center of its shadow. And it says, and the best view would be for those in North America and South America, according to the time and date, only 13% of the world's population, just over 1 billion people, will be in the path of the total lunar eclipse, which will be visible only under clear skies. And, this devil, he may just very well spray chemtrails that day, because Esau is good of trying to block out the signs in heaven. But if it's meant for everybody to see it, then Yahweh Shai is going to see that happened. And I got a strange feeling that even though Esau made chemtrail that day, I got a feeling that the Most High is going to open up the heavens, because this is a sign unto the world, mainly to Babylon the Great. As we remember that last solar eclipse we had made an X out of Babylon the Great, and hey, 2025 being a hopeful year of our deliverance. Hey, man, we're getting ready to see some shit unfold, Lord's will. It says the March 13th and 14th, 2025 event will be the first total lunar eclipse anywhere in the world since November 2022, and the first of 3 in 2020. Wait, what? Yep, it says to be the first anywhere in the world since November 2022, and the first of 3 in 2025 and 26. It says during March 2025, a total lunar eclipse, the full worm moon will rise, and later that night drift into Earth's umbral shadow. It says, as it does, the full moon will dim and gradually turn reddish orange, and all important totality, when 100% of the lunar surface is draped in orange-red light, it will last 65 minutes, man, which the Lord said he would take 1 hour to destroy this place. Okay? But a full worm moon is a pretty bright moon, if I'm not mistaken. But it says the total lunar eclipse will occur 3 days before the moon reaches apogee, its farthest point from the Earth on its slightly elliptical orbit, making it appear slightly smaller than average. Okay. It says, but lunar eclipses are global events that occur the same time for everyone, but this one will happen between 3:57 and 10 o'clock UTC on Friday, March 14th, with a spectacular 65-minute long totality when the entire lunar surface will be reddish, happening between 6:26 and 7:31. It says that translates to the following local times in North America: 2:26 to 3:31 a.m. On Friday, March the 14th, and 1:26 to 2:31 a.m. on Friday, March 14, 2025. Okay, and this gives you the time frame. So, brothers out there that may, which I'm pretty sure brothers may catch a glimpse of it, because that's Passover night. Brothers are usually heavy in prayer, and brothers just do what they have to do. We're just heavily in the spirit. All right, but it says these are times for totality only. But however, it's worth looking at the moon 75 minutes before these times to see the edge of the Earth's shadow inch across the lunar surface during the particular phases, and vice versa. All right. So yeah, man, The Lord is getting ready to make a lot of moves, man. So this is just a depiction of it here. And of course, it tells us here in KC of March 13th at 10:57 p.m. Visible in Kansas City. Yep. And it goes all the way over to 12:09 a.m., which is technically Esau's next day. Yep. And this is just a depiction of it here, of what it's going to be. So they already got the model for it. But anyway, let's get a couple of precepts because we know that Passover is a highly spiritual time, and that represents when Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai through Moses delivered us from the land of Egypt. Okay, through great plagues and judgments and wonders. And it's going to happen here similar, but in fact, missiles are going to destroy this place. And it says here, Genesis 1:14, it says, and the power said, let there be lights in the firmament of the moon to divide the day from the night. And let there be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. Okay, signs. And we know that these signs are signs of judgments to come in particular events to take place on the planet Earth. All right, matter of fact, we go to here to the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter, and start at verses 28. And it says, and it shall come to pass that afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall see dreams, dreams, and your young men shall see visions. And upon the servants and upon my handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth. It says wonders, all right? Now, when you look up the word wonder, which goes into wonder, sign, miracle, okay? Wonder, special display of the Most High's power, sign, token of future event, all right? And the blood moon is a future event because it takes place on a Passover. But it says here, your servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke, and the sun should be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai come. Okay, so this is the time we're in when all hell is getting ready to break loose. Because like I said, man, we believe that Trump is going to show his true colors, man, because basically he's when you go through the different rituals and you got like the what is he said, like the dawn of I forgot what he mentioned, but he mentioned it to like the dawn of time, like the dawn of America and the new dawn, which he basically, through the Luciferian order, he's basically exalted himself to above a deity. He's basically being deified, man. Okay, he's being elevated as a power, as a lower level God, or as a God. That's why he didn't swear on the Bible, okay, which they don't uphold the scriptures anyway. But the point is, they are giving left-hand practices over to their gods, man, to Satan, okay? Because ultimately, they're getting ready to get this new world order off the ground. And we already know that Trump then basically detached from the who that, as the brothers say, you know? But yet, he has a 3-hour sit-down with Kill Gates of Hell, basically looping you right back into where you just came from, man. Okay, so this thing is getting ready to blow up. You got this guy Elon Musk, you know, which they're talking about colonizing Mars, which, you know, that's a whole different set of rituals that they're undergoing. Okay, it's not them literally talking about putting a colony on Mars, because for one thing, they can't even get to the moon. How the hell are they gonna get to what they perceive the red planet? All right, and I'm gonna call it the red planet because Mars is named after the god of war. Okay, that's one of the Jupiter, you know, and they had the Temple of Mars during the time of the Roman Empire, which is a reminiscent of the Capitol building in D.C., you know, and this is why he had his ritual or his inauguration in a particular temple, because they're conjuring up those ancient deities from the ancient world, from the time of the Greeks and the Romans. Okay, so, hey, shit is getting ready to break loose because they god of agriculture, war, okay, wealth, prosperity, science, you know, to all these things. It's all part of their ritualistic deities, man. All right, and we believe, hey, any day now, hey, World War III, which the third war has already started, but Peace and safety and sudden destruction. All right. Let's go from here to the Apocrypha real quick. Sirach 43. And I'm going to start at verses 6. And it says, and he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. A sign of the world, a declaration of time. And we're declaring the end. Okay, like the Lord said, behold. Matter of fact, let me get that Isaiah 42 real quick. I don't want to butcher it. Isaiah 42, and let's start. Yep, Isaiah 42 and 9. It says, behold, the former things that come to pass, and new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them, right? Through the prophecies, all right? Going into the MOTB and these various prophetic scriptures, we're able to determine how Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to bring these things to pass, man. You see, and this is the purpose of going into the prophecies, which a lot of you Israelites don't do. But it says, behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them. All right. And this is why we going into these lessons, man. All right. To break it down, because hey, the Lord is getting ready to make big moves on the planet Earth. And it reads, and it says, for the moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection, and the month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. All right. But it said the moon is a declaration of time and a sign of the world and a sign of feasts. So it's a sign. OK. And that blood moon on the Passover is very significant, man. All right. It's actually quite spiritual. Not quite. It is spiritual. So we just have to wait to see what comes of it. But we know that, hey, this man, the kingdom, Esau is getting ready to fall fast. All right. Jeremiah 16, and I'm going to start at verses, let's start at verses 16 and 14. It says here, therefore, behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that it should be no more said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And when did the Lord bring us out? Around the Passover time, right? And it says, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, from all the lands where I have driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. And hey, who's to say that the Lord won't bring us out of here around the Passover time? I mean, the scriptures say that the things that are done in our time before are written for our time today. And I'm not saying that that's how it's going to go down, but, through the Spirit, sometimes the Spirit give you little nuggets like, damn, it makes sense. Like the Lord, he's always on par, with his judgments and how he operates. So, I mean, it makes sense that, this is going to be the new Passover when we get delivered over this freaking place. It makes sense that the Lord, he may just, I'm not saying we're going to get up out of here this Passover. I'm not saying the Lord going to deliver us on a Passover, but how he delivered us from the first Egypt. I mean, the Lord is full of surprises, man. So who knows, but we can very well see something that transpire during the time of the Passover or after. But regardless, whether that takes place or not, or whatever event takes place on the Passover, because you got to clarify shit for Jake. Jake could say, I thought you said we was going to get delivered on the Passover, man. You a false prophet. No, nigga, I didn't say that. All right. But we did get delivered out of Egypt during the time of the Passover over 4,000 years ago. OK, and it's no coincidence that the Lord is giving us these signs on the Passover. So we're getting ready to be delivered. OK, Matthew's 24. And I'm going to start at verses 29. And it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Because he's going to come back with the ships, man, with the armies of heaven. And it says, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Okay. But now learn the parable of the fig tree. It says, when the branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. All right. So the Lord gave us specific things to look for. This is nothing different. It says, but verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. All right. But I want to go to, matter of fact, let's do this. Go to the book of Luke. Oh, shit. Yep, Luke 21. This is the one I was looking for. Matter of fact, let's do this real quick. I don't want to confuse it. I was actually looking for this. Luke 21. And, yep, bingo, 27. It says, and when they should see the Son of Man coming in a cloud of power and great glory, and when all these things begin to come pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. All right, so, hey, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you are edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.